This is Tommy Watt for T2T Boxing and IFL TV. I'm joined by Kerry Foley. How you doing, mate?
Very good, mate.
Looking very slim. How's recovery from the operation going?
Really good, mate. At the moment, actually, I just feel like a new man. To be honest, I can't believe how much pain I was just training with every day and just dealing with it. You know, I just literally feel like a new man. It's great.
Yeah, seeing a few of the videos on your social media accounts and looking like you've got a bit of speed back that you didn't really have too much of before.
Yeah.
Is it a new feeling for yourself?
It's hard to describe, mate. It's even watching myself, I surprise myself. You know what I mean? It's just like my arms just feel so free, and they're just not fatiguing at all. I'm getting through the round just so easily, you know. And as soon as I build my fitness up in my lungs, it's be unstoppable, you know.
Yeah. So a few hard yards out on the running courts and everything else to bring that fitness up. So what is the plan for yourself? I understand you're working with Angelo Hyder this year moving forwards.
Yeah.
Have you got any dates in mind? When are we next going to get a chance to see you back in action?
So he's got a card Feb 24th, but that is a bit of a late call up and it's a pretty full card. So we're kind of just on hold for that, on call, I guess. If he calls us up, says yes, we'll be ready, you know. If not, we'll be looking at March, and then from there it'll just be, you know, fighting as often as I can. To try and get this, I'm dropping down to super middleweight this year, and try and get like a world title eliminator by the end of the year or something. So.
Well, so you need to be pretty busy for that to happen and to force your way back into it. Is there anyone that you've got your eye on? Like you've always found it tough to get fights at light heavyweight. How do you think you're going to find it easier at super middleweight? I guess there's a slightly larger pool to pick from.
Yeah, they're slightly larger. The only thing is that the top guys, Damien Hooper and stuff, are probably a little bit more advanced in their career than me, and I've got nothing to offer them really. So that's going to be hard. We might have to bring some people from overseas or travel ourselves. Yeah, of course. I know Junior Talapau has actually agreed to fight at super middleweight. He said he'd fight me at super middleweight, and he's a tough opponent. So.
And a big name.
So that'd be an awesome one to get that. So yeah, like really, I guess it's down to obviously, you know, management team who I fight and when I fight. But I'm just going to be ready all year really.
Yeah, and there's a few people that could always be enticed back into the ring as well. That, you know, you never know. So it's certainly one of the more stacked divisions in Australia.
Yeah,
so
it's definitely a great division.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that and the welterweight division is probably the two deepest in terms of talent. Obviously, you've got Jeff Horn at the top of that tree in the welterweight division. And on that note, in Aussie boxing, is just booming right now.
It is at the moment.
Horn coming on strong. Lucas Brown just had his fight announced at the O2 for the WBC silver title. So if he wins that, he'll be in line for Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Hopefully, we can get him to unblock me on Twitter. And then, yeah, so. For yourself, you've been a little bit in, well, not in the news so much, but in social media a little bit over the last few days. I understand you've issued a challenge to a potential candidate for Dog of the Year out here in Australia, an early contender in January. But so anyone who doesn't know the story, so it's been all over the news. Caleb Maraku was, I think he got off from what was a king hit.
He got up from a king here. This guy was like 17 years old. He's hit him from the side, knocked him out, and it was fair enough. You know, he still walked off like he was a mad cunt. But he comes out of court, doesn't get any jail time. Comes out of court taking selfies like he's just achieved something, like he's won a world title. Like, you know, trying to boast. It's like, what, you haven't achieved anything, mate. You know, so. I kind of saw it late as well because I've been overseas, so I come in and I just saw it on social media. A couple of my mates were posting about it, and then and I just posted up something like, I'll start a petition and I'll get in the cage with him. Someone just goes, start a Facebook page about it, and I just did it, and then next minute it just blew up, and I've been getting probably hundreds of messages today, and just from everyone, so many people are supporting it. I've had so many news channels, and websites calling me. I've got an interview with Triple M tonight or something. So it's kind of just got a bit out of hand, to be honest.
And how many likes has the page got now? I looked a couple of hours after it had been started, and it was already up at like 400.
I think it's at like 1,800 or something, like something stupid. Yeah.
So there's definitely some interest.
Yeah, a lot of people
in the fight.
it. Yeah.
And I understand you've had a bit of a think about it, and you've got an idea yourself as to how you can make this viable. It's not just a knee-jerk reaction. You've actually got a plan.
I've had a big think about it. I have messaged him. He has seen it. He's seen my messages and he's kind of avoided it. I said, look, I'll put in 10 grand. If you beat me, you keep it. If not, I'll give it to charity. I've kind of had to think about it because he's avoided me at all costs. His mates have come back and have been like, yeah, well, we're keen whenever you want to fight, acting tough. He thinks he's in some gang or whatever he is, Surfers Paradise, fucking hard boys or whatever, I don't know. So, I've offered him 10 grand, but if he wins, then obviously it's a bit of a long shot for him. I think he kind of knows that. So
because you will be looking. So I don't understand as well that you're thinking about potentially putting on like a night a whole promotion to.
So what I want to do is obviously teach the guy a lesson. That's the first one. Teach him what a real man's supposed, what it takes to be a real man. I'm thinking put on a night, and if I can just offer him 10 grand straight up, win or lose, just to get him to fight, and pretty much just raise money for the bloke that he hit. He's got $300 in compensation or something, and if he doesn't fight me, he gets that $300. But if we can create a night, get him to say yes to the fight, even if we give him $500, 10 grand, even if he doesn't deserve it, whatever, it'll still give the opportunity to generate money for the guy that he did hit, and we can raise some money for him.
Yeah, absolutely, and if he wants to as well, he could always put his portion in as well.
100%. If he had any remorse for what he did as well, he'd take the fight up, and he'd take the opportunity to give something back to the bloke that did hit. And as well, a lot of his mates, his crew, like I said, his gang that he hangs around have said they'll put their hand up and fight. So you could pretty much, and I could get an opponent for all of them. So I've had a lot of people message me.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few volunteers for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's really interesting. So hopefully that takes off. I think it'd be, like you say, you could spin something positive out of what 100%. The rest of the thing has been absolutely negative. So, and it just needs to raise, and again, it's an opportunity to raise awareness for what is a real problem here in Australia. It seems.
It is a stupid problem. I don't understand, and it's like you were saying before. It doesn't happen in England. It's like, why do people do it in Australia? Like, why do they punch people when they're not looking? I really don't understand. It doesn't make you a man. It doesn't make you hard. But they think that because they've knocked someone out, that they are tough.
Yeah. I'm sure it does happen, but it's not a regular. It's not. I'm aware of it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. And like you say, it doesn't prove anything.
It doesn't prove anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people that come back and be like, "Oh, violence doesn't solve violence," and I'm like, "But this is controlled conditions, and you're both facing each other, and it's pretty much going to promote, getting into a gym. Instead of fighting on the street, go into a gym if you want to fight.
Even on the other side as well, it could be the thing that gives him some discipline and direction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. Maybe he might turn his life around after he cops a hiding, and actually think about it.
Boxing certainly helped loads of people turn their lives around, so
definitely helped me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hear it; it's a story you hear everywhere. If it wasn't for boxing, I don't know where I'd be. So, fingers crossed for that, and good luck with putting that all together. We'll obviously keep in touch with yourself with regards to your next fight. Hopefully, that will be boxing terms very soon. Obviously, if that fight with Caleb comes off as well, we'll be sure.
That'll just be a midweek thing. I'll fight on the Friday and fight him again on the Wednesday. So I think it's not going to be a massive weight on my shoulders.
Be good fun though. So thanks for your time, mate. Anything else you want us to add before we shoot off? I know maybe want to say thanks to a few sponsors. I know I've been sort of backing you through the recovery.
Yeah, of course. We've got I guess obviously big thanks to Nationwide Capital, obviously getting me through this year and backing me. All my sponsors, Muscle Republic. Even like my smaller ones, the gyms, J-Train, Jake Butcher. Yeah, just really everyone, and for still supporting me. I've been out for a while, you know. It's a very hard sport, very lonely sport, so you need as much support as you can. So.
Absolutely. We'll see Captain Kerry Foley out very soon. Thanks for your time, mate, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Cheers.